You're right. And I cannot even believe this. This is mind-blowing. So Jack Johnson, the first African-American heavyweight boxing champion, was convicted in 1913 of violating the Mann Act. While often referred to as the White Slave Traffic Act of 1910, the Mann Act forbade transporting women across state lines for immoral purposes, initially designed to combat forced prostitution or white slavery. So the racial motivation is Johnson's conviction under the Mann Act was largely motivated by racism and public outrage over his relationship with white women in an era of strict racial segregation of Jim Crow laws. The prosecution of Johnson was primarily based on the testimony of Belle Schreiber, a white prostitute with whom he had a past relationship. Schreiber testified that Johnson had transported her across state lines for immoral purposes. Initially, the case against Johnson was brought forward by the mother of Lucille Cameron, a white woman with whom he was in consensual relationship and later married. The charges were dropped when Cameron refused to cooperate. The Mann Act was not solely used for human trafficking cases, but also for prosecuting individuals engaged in consensual relationships considered taboo at the time, particularly interracial relationships. Like, for example, Cassie, let's say Mia, but not really Mia, Jane Doe. But what's odd is that, like, Young Miami isn't on the stand talking about anything, and she is, like, the most frequent girlfriend that we know of, right? So Johnson's case is a significant example of how the Mann Act was used to target and punish individuals, particularly African Americans, based on their personal choice and defiance of societal norms. Now, Donald Trump in 2018 posthumously pardoned Jack Johnson, acknowledging that his conviction was a racially motivated injustice. So you are right, and it's odd how things kind of circle back to being a race thing.